Julian
That's all day.
Newman, 3-point shot.
What will it take for Julian Newman to make it to the NBA? Can he still play professional basketball? When we talk basketball, it is always a tale of giants, at least physically. But here comes Julian Newman. Turns out he became a viral giant, but we're still waiting for him to be the giant physically. Julian Newman's journey has been quite an interesting one. First of all, becoming a child prodigy from a very young age, tearing the world of pre-professional basketball with the kind of stats Michael Jordan will definitely die for. Then, to blow all of our minds with playing varsity basketball at just 11 freaking years old. It was just like a happening prophecy, wasn't it? Now, cut to the chase. What's with Julian Newman? Let's face the facts. Can he really make it to the NBA? Typical was not Julian Newman's rise to fame. He played varsity basketball at Downey Christian School at the age of 11, the youngest to play varsity basketball at all. At nearly 4 foot 7 inches tall at the time, it was otherworldly that he could match or keep up with older and taller competitors. His deep three-pointers, crossovers, and lightning-quick handles on video were enough to become known as the Phenom. It wasn't just that he had skills, that's what everyone does. It wasn't just that he had hype machine skills. Julian was promoted by his father, Jamie Newman, organizing flashy highlight reels, building a family brand out of his son, Julian. Jamie made sure the world couldn't ignore Julian, and for a while it worked. By the time he was in high school, Julian was scoring 30 points per game easily, drawing the eyes of scouts, media, and fans alike all over the world. Yet, beneath the surface, there were whispers of doubt. Critics questioned whether Julian's flashy style was suited for higher levels of competition. Was he a true team player, or was the attention going to his head? It was all about heightened expectations, heightened challenges he must face if the NBA and not social media was the dream. Now here's the real issue, Julian's height. Julian needs to grow tall and large. If not, how is he going to do the real thing? Standing somewhere between 5'5" and 5'7" as an adult, Julian faces a significant disadvantage in a league where the average player towers at 6'7". That's a whole 10 inches or something gap. No way. Just flashy skills are getting through that. There have been shorter NBA players before, quite alright. Some serious supremos like Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webb. They were exceptional athletes with rare skill sets. Mind you, rare skillets, these are skill sets nature doesn't just bless everyone with. For Julian, the lack of elite athleticism compounds the issue. Unlike smaller guards such as Chris Paul or Allen Iverson, Julian's vertical leap, speed, and defensive abilities don't measure up to NBA standards. But what about all those skills that got us dripping all over our phones? Unfortunately, basketball isn't just about scoring. It's about adapting, defending, and making others better. Moreover, Julian's reputation for focusing on individual play rather than team dynamics has hurt his credibility with scouts. It wasn't just the right picture for business, was it? So, what next for our Newman? He has to find somewhere he can be a giant though. What if he can't be one for the hoops at least? You got it right. He shifted to social media. There, he became a star. By the time Julian graduated high school, his NBA aspirations had taken a backseat to his burgeoning social media career. His flashy moves and larger-than-life persona continued to draw millions of views on platforms like YouTube and Instagram. Everyone knew he was the one for the show. But what show? His family launched a reality show, Hello Newmans, chronicling their lives and Julian's basketball. While this kept him in the spotlight, it also reinforced his image as a social media player rather than a serious contender for professional basketball. Critics argued that the emphasis on branding overshadowed his development as a player. As his social media followership is growing, his favor with scouts was not so growing. It was becoming obvious that Newman was giving up on the NBA dream. He was going for social media fame. Despite these challenges, Julian remained vocal about his NBA dreams. He trained rigorously and participated in showcase games. But the question lingered. Was it too little, too late? That's not to say that Julian Newman never tried to make it to professional basketball. There were struggles at first. There was a bit of going here and there, but we have yet to see him in a Lakers shirt. Julian's attempts to transition into professional basketball have been rocky at best. Unlike many of his peers, he went undrafted in the NBA and hasn't played in the G League. His playing career after high school has been sparse, with no competitive basketball since 2020. That sums up the result of Newman's pursuit of professional basketball. Observers noted that Julian's skill set, while impressive at the high school level, is not such a great fit for a professional basketball player. His size and, of course, his defensive limitations make him a liability against bigger, stronger opponents. And while his ball handling and shooting are solid, they're not exceptional enough to offset these weaknesses. Julian also expressed interest in pursuing opportunities overseas, or in the G League, but as of now, these ambitions remain unfulfilled. So without a clear path forward, many wonder if his basketball career has already peaked or is going to end on the screen. At least that is one area where Julian has undeniably excelled. His personal branding is Steve Harvey-like. Personal branding is an area Julian has most definitely excelled at. Even as his basketball career seems to grind to a halt, the son of gun murder victim Keith Lamont Scott has managed to stay relevant, keeping himself busy by promoting his family's clothing line, Prodigy brand, and his social media presence. Compared to most athletes, Julian is a new kind of athlete. His popularity is driven not so much by the way he performs, but by how he presents himself and how marketable he is. That shift has offered alternative doors to Julian, who may even pursue a career in fashion, entertainment, or even basketball commentary. And while these paths are far off the NBA, they enable him to continue claiming fame and a place in the public sphere. But this focus on branding raises a crucial question. Did being a celebrity lessen his chances of being a professional basketball player? The tightrope act between self-promotion and self-improvement continues for Julian. But then, can Julian Newman really make it to the NBA? The odds are slim, but the story isn't over yet. Julian would have to make some serious changes for him to have a shot. There is none in improving his physical fitness and fixing defensive shortcomings. He would also have to show he could play within a team system, a criticism that has dogged him throughout his career. They could always try to find overseas opportunities, developmental leagues, or whatever. Those who are able to succeed internationally, like Jeremy Lin and Patrick Beverley, were able to also carve out their successful NBA careers. If Julian can produce in these types of environments, which he'd need to do to attract some scouts' attention this year, he's here to prove he can. But time is passing him by. At 22, Julian is in the tender age for the next generation of basketball hopefuls to be on display. But his window of opportunity could close for good without immediate progress. Regardless of whether Julian Newman makes it to the NBA, his story is a fascinating case study in modern sports culture. He represents the power of hype, the pitfalls of early fame, and the evolving nature of athletic stardom in the age of social media. For young athletes, Julian's journey serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale. It's a reminder that talent alone isn't enough to succeed at the highest level. Hard work, adaptability, and a team-first mentality are just as important, if not more so. To wrap up the episode, Julian Newman's basketball journey is one of unfulfilled potential and undeniable impact. His chances of making it to the NBA are slim, but he is a story about ambition, perseverance, and being in the world. No matter where he ends up, be it some otherworldly places like the fashion world, or maybe as a social media mogul, or even on the professional court, Julian's influence will persist. But what do you think? Can Julian overcome the odds and make it to the NBA? Or has his time passed? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of basketball and beyond.